Hi everyone, this is now the third time I have deleted and started this video over, so I hope everything will be clear to you as we begin here. So, how this is going to work, this video will be a little bit longer because I'm going over the directions on what the school year is going to look like for the remainder, for these last 8 weeks, okay? So, for language, you're going to have to do 2 things every week. One of them is what you see right here. It's going to be fluency, okay? The other is going to be a story or text with comprehension questions, which you guys are used to, okay? Everything will be submitted by these discussion posts. So you don't have to print anything. You don't have to write anything. You can simply type in your responses, okay? If you would prefer to write down your answers to comprehension questions in your notebook and take a picture of it and upload them that way, that's totally fine. But the easiest way in my mind would be for you to type your answers to get that practice typing. We will be looking for correct spelling, capitalization, punctuation. A lot of you have IEP writing goals, and I want to make sure that we're able to track your progress that way, okay? So just make sure you're trying your best when you type your answers in or write them out, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, it's good to have good practice with the writing. So we can go ahead and get started with the fluency lesson. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through what this will look like. I'm going to read the words. Then you can pause the video and practice them. So these are right in front of you. You can do an untimed trial. You're going to want to do 1 or 2 untimed trials and then 2-minute timed trials, just like we do in class. So if you have your parent or sibling around, if they are available, you're more than welcome to have them make sure you're reading the words correctly and timing you. If it's just you, that's also totally fine. We're just going to do our best to practice these words. So our goal for Book D is 145 words per minute, okay? Remember, that's just our goal. If you are close to that, great. If you are far below that, that's okay. Accuracy, reading the words correctly, is more important at this point than speed, okay? So you want to make sure you are pronouncing these words correctly, okay? So 145 is what you want to try to get to, but if you don't get there, that's okay. So after you have completed your 2 timed trials, all you have to do is type in how many words read per minute you achieved in the discussion post. So you're going to exit out of this video and go back to the discussion post and type them in. So for example, let's say you got 120 words per minute. You could just type your name, Mrs. Sellers, 120, okay? And then you can submit that. So on today's lesson, there is a passage fluency also. Sometimes there's going to be both. Sometimes there's just going to be word reading fluency, okay? And then you can just, so today you have 2 things to submit. You're going to submit your score for word reading fluency, and then you're going to submit your score in a few minutes for this passage. Okay, I'm going to head back to the word reading fluency for now. Okay, so let's get started. So here's your words. I'm going to read the top row. I want you to repeat each word after me. So I'm going to go kind of slowly. First word, courage. So you should be repeating back courage. Debt. Herb. Honest. Honor. Hour, herb, courage, honest, hour. Okay, so at this point, what I'd like you to do is pause the video, read the top line to yourself, and then go ahead and read all of it through untimed. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, great job. You should have paused the video and done your untimed trial and 2 times trials. So if I were you, I would jot down your scores on a piece of paper, because at this point we're going to go to the passage reading fluency next, and you're going to jot down your scores for those as well. I'm going to leave it up to you if you want to respond with all 4 scores or if you want to pick your 2 highest scores. And then when those get submitted into the grade book, everyone is going to get credit as long as they do something. So that will be your ticket to get credit in the grade book on PowerSchool. Okay. I'm going to head to the passage. So this is the first decodable text for Unit 23. I am going to read through it for you. Then you're going to do, again, same thing. You're going to do an untimed trial, and I'll go ahead and type this so you can remember. You're going to do 1 untimed trial, and actually, if you want to practice as many times as you want, that's also fine, and then record yourself 2 times 2 timed trials. Hope that makes sense. Okay. All right. We can measure length by using a ruler. We can measure heat and cold with a thermometer. We can measure how fast a car is going with a speedometer. But what if we want to measure a car's power? What would we use? Believe it or not, we would use horses. Cars are often described as having horsepower. Why do we compare the power of cars to the power of horses? It helps to know some history. The rise of many civilizations throughout the world has happened with the help of horses. Approximately 50,000 years ago, some of the earliest people kept horses for food. When early humans started farming, they tamed the horse. For centuries, people have used horses to move things. James Watt was the first person to coin the term horsepower. He invented a new kind of steam engine in the 18th century. When he was ready to sell it, he needed a way to say how much power the engine had. He wanted to say that the engine could do the work of so many horses. To do this, he had to figure out the power of one horse doing a task. By watching a horse pull a mill, Watt calculated that one horse could pull 33,000 pounds 1 foot in 1 minute. This became the definition for horsepower. So again, if you were having somebody time you, if you make a mistake and then you correct your mistake, it doesn't count as an error. And also, don't worry about tracking your errors. I just want to know how many words per minute you read. If you have somebody there giving you feedback, great. And if not, that's okay. So at this point, you're going to do your untimed trial, then 2 timed trials for 1 minute, and then submit your scores into the Schoology discussion post. Okay. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the discussion post. You're not going to be able to see anyone else's answers. You're just going to see your own. If you have any further questions, please let me know. Okay. All right. I look forward to seeing how well you guys read on this.